Hello, everybody. Today, so this is the next Lenape intermediate Lenape lesson we're going to be doing today. So yesterday we did mostly winter weather terms in this language, and today we're going to be doing general weather terms, temperature stuff, different types of clouds, like cloudy. Lenape has a lot of words for that, and also rain because there's lots of rain. And if we have time. I'm not sure if we're going to have time because we only got through one section last night, and it was already an hour long. So we're going to try to do this one. I'm not rushing anything here because I want this to stay fun. You can't rush and expect to learn things. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this now. So at the top here, we have cold rain, and if you've been following along. You know that laban is the Unami word for weather, and the Ontario Delaware way of asking how the weather is talakameu, and kekohech laban is how you ask what the weather is in Unami or general Lenape. So rain types. So this first word here, cold rain, talan. So talan, ta is cold, as was discussed yesterday. And when you combine that with lun, which from sokelan to rain, then you get talan. So talan, cold rain, talan. So talan, okay. So talan, and you could say utenguchi, right? Utenguchi is like after, right? I really wish there was a way for me to. I mean, I would have to edit this lesson to do that, but there is a way. So we're gonna go down this, and then we'll keep reviewing as we go up, because we're gonna go from cold to hot to oppressively hot at the bottom here, and then we'll get down to the rest here. So talan. Okay. So you remember how to say sokelan, kekohech laban. Telan, sukelan, kekohech sukelan. Or what type of weather? Kekohech laban. If I ask you how's the weather, kekohech laban, you could say sokelan. It's raining, right? If I ask you how the weather is, how would you say that it's raining? So kekohech laban, sokelan. Okay, sokelan. Kekohech sokelan. Telan. Okay. Tehech. It's called techech. Okay. Techech, tech, or teku, tech, or teu. Teu can also mean it is cold. Okay, so. Tech is like an adjective. So what I mean by that is this word right here. So tech is like the adjectival form of this. So te is cold by itself, and then tech is like the adjective form. So tech telan. So te, cold, telan, cold rain. Dew on grass, shuckscut. Okay, so in the morning we get shukshat. Okay, and the grass has to shake off. The grass has to shake off shukskat. It has to shake off all the dew in the morning whenever the water is left on there. Okay, so shake the skates off. Shake the skates off of the dew. Okay, shake the skates off of the dew on the grass. Might be a good way to remember that. Shukscut. Okay. Shukscut. So if I want to ask you let's see, I'm trying to think of a scenario where we could say there's dew on the grass. Let's just say hate. Let's just say that there is dew on the grass, okay? So we'll say it's cold. Okay, I'll ask you I'm going to ask you how the weather is, okay? And I want you to tell me that it's cold and that there's dew on the grass, okay? So that would be te, right? Te, cold. Ok, and as you may remember from yesterday, ok, shukskat, hate. So hate means there is or there are, as discussed from yesterday. Okay, so keku hech laban. Keku hech laban. Te ok shukskat. Te ok shukskat. Shukskat hate. Shukskat hate. Okay. Keku hech laban. Keku hech laban. Te shita kashasi. Shita kashua. Is it hot? Is it warm? Shita tech edge. Or is it cold? Shukskat hate. Shukskat hate. Eli tech. Okay, so what I just said is there's dew on the grass because it's cold, right? So tech. So keku hech laban. Keku hech laban. Te ok shukskat hate. Okay, it's cold and there's dew on the grass. I know the dew's like more of a chilly, mild thing. It's just whenever it's below or at dew point. So that's generally for wild weather. Okay. Now we could say, well, I don't know how to say that. It's going away. Well, going away would be, well, Taliamska is to leave. It's not to go away or disappear. I'm not 100% sure how to say that yet. So we can say that it will go, but that doesn't really, or that it will go out, but that's not really the same thing. Okay, so we'll just continue on. So shukskud. So shukskud. Remember, you shake the skates off of the grass's dew. Okay, shukskud. All right, you shook the scud. Shukskud. Okay, dew on grass. Okay, tek. Yuquetek, luanink. Luanik, tek. Yapchi tek. So there's always dew on the grass. There's always dew on the grass in the wintertime. Okay. So the next word we're going to do is to be cold. This refers to a human being cold. And ta kochi. So this ta at the front of it here, because this is the ka right here is for the second person singular. That's for the second person singular, okay? So ta kochi. So if you look at this word here, this ta at the front is an auxiliary, right? That goes in front of a lot of verbs in Lenape, okay? So if we look over that, kochi, all right, kochi is to be cold, or it literally means to be frozen or to be freezing, okay? So kochi, okay? Kochi, ta kochi. Kochi, ta kochi, okay? Kochi. So if you want to say that I am cold, okay, you would replace that at the front with a and the ta kochi. I am cold. Ta kochi, okay? Ta kochi. So I'm going to ask you if you're cold, all right? And I want you to tell me that you're cold or that you're feeling cold, okay? Katakochi hech. Katakochi hech. Untakochi. Okay? Untakochi. Nutakochi. You could also say nutakochi if you want to make it a little bit easier. Nutakochi or kitakochi. Kutakochi. All right? Katakochi hedge. Katakochi hedge. Kochiming ahitek. Are you cold? It's very cold outside. Untakochi. Untakochi. Or you could say, yes. Natakochi. Okay? So I'm going to ask you again. Are you cold? And then I want you to say that you are cold, okay? Katakochi hitch. Katakochi hitch. Natakochi. Natakochi. Okay? Natakochi. Natakochi. All right? So now we're going to add this in to our vocabulary. And this means to be cold or freezing. You're frozen. It's freezing. I'm freezing. Natakochi. Natakochi. Natakochi eli kuchamink. Ahi, or kekid. There's a lot of intensifiers. AK, words like very, really, quite, that show you and express different quantities, quantifiers in that way, I guess. So, ahi, natakochi. So I'm going to ask you, are you very cold? And then I want you to say ahi. I want you to say ahi. So ahi means very, okay? It's a common word for very, okay? So I'm going to ask you, are you cold? And then I want you to say that you are very cold. So that would be ahi natakochi, okay? So katakochi hitch. Katakochi hitch. Ahi katakochi hitch. Ahi natakochi. Ahi natakochi. Okay. Ahi natakochi. All right. So the next word, this is a word that is not found in the Talking Lenape dictionary. So if I look up mild, I don't remember finding it in here. I mean, they may have their own word. But yeah, this is all they have. There's no word for that. But in the Mission Delaware work, they actually have a word for mild. Okay? So this is takane. Takane. Alright, and that the ta we can almost be sure is the auxiliary ta. So let's just say kane. So kane means that it's mild. Takane. Okay? Takane. So the whole thing is obviously takane, because that's what the whole verb is, right? But kane is the root for being mild. Okay? So when it's mild, you like to eat candy canes, right? When it's mild enough to eat kane, right? To eat candy canes. So you can remember it that way, okay? Watakane, watakanu, okay? It's mild. So I'm going to ask you, is it cold? Is it cold or is it mild, okay? And I want you to say that it's mild. All right. So tek shita takaneu hitch. Watakane. Okay. Watakanu. And if you want to say that it's not cold, then you can put mata in front and then put we after the adjective. So I'm going to ask you now, is it cold or is it mild outside? Okay, so that'll be kuchamink, all right? Kuchamink te shita watakane hitch. Okay. Watakanu. Mata tewi. Watakanu. Mata tewi. Okay? Mata tewi. It is mild, it's not cold. Okay? It's mild, it's not cold. Watakanu. Mata tewi. Okay? Mata tewi. So mata is not. Okay. So how would you say? How would you say not? How would you say not? Not. Mata. Mata. And you could also say ata. It's a little bit different, I think. I don't even know if this dialect has ata in it, but you can just say mata. Mata. Okay. So how would you say it's not cold? Mata towi. Mata towi. Okay. It's not cold. Mata towi. How would you say that it's not mild? Watakaneui. Mata. Mata. Watakaneui. Mata. Watakaneui. Or you could say mata takaneui. Mata takaneui. Okay? Mata takaneui. So I'm gonna ask you if it's cold or is it mild. And I want you to say it's not cold and it's not mild. Okay? So it's not cold. Mata tui. The word for for and is ok. Okay? And again, mata takaneui. Okay? Mata takaneui. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you the question now, okay? Te shita watakane hitch. Te shita watakane hitch. Watakane hitch. Matatoi. Matatoi ok mata watakaneui. Matatoi mata watakaneui. Okay? Matatoi mata watakaneui. Okay? So now we're going to get a little bit warmer, all right? And so to say that it is warm is a different word, obviously. You can see it here. But lenkihule. Lenkihule comes from the word to melt or to thaw out. So linkde or linksu means to thaw out. So if there is snow on the ground, hukun hatiane, or hakun hate, if there is snow on the ground, lunkihole, then it will melt. Nane lunkihole. Okay? So lunkihole. Lunkihole. Lunky. So hule, you can take the hule off, right? Just like in that word shekka. Shekkani mihule, which is that word we saw yesterday in yesterday's lesson for hailing or sleeting. Okay, shekkani mihule. Okay, and you can take that mihule off. Okay, and you have shekkani, which refers to the sleet or the sleet or the hail, like sleeting hail. Okay, so if you take that, then you have lunky, right? Linky, lanky. Okay, so lenkihule. Okay, it's warming up. Lenkihule. All right, lenkihule. So now, okay, I'm going to ask you how the weather is, and I want you to tell me that it's cold, but it's warming up. Okay, shuck. Shuck is the word for but. Okay, is the word for the conjunction but. Shuck. Okay, so I'll tell you how to say that real quick, and then I will ask you the question, and I want you to respond. Okay. So to say that it's cold but it's warming up, you would say, right, te from earlier, te, shuck, lunkihule. Or if you want to make it an even longer sentence, you can add that word yuque, which means now, to make it a little bit more lexically diverse, right? You can make it a more like variable sentence, okay? More vocabulary. So keko hechlaban. It is cold, but it is warming up now. It is cold, but it is warming up now. Tek, tek, shock. Yuque lunky hulle. Okay. Tek, shock. Yuque lunky hulle. Tek, shock. Tek, shock. Yuque lunky hulle. Lunky hulle. Okay. One more time. Okay. Kiku hechalaban. It's cold, but it's warming up now. Tek, shock. Yuque lunky hulle. Lunky hulle. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the next word now. Well, I'm going to save these two here. It is mild. Then we're going to add this in. It's warming up. Awesome. Oh, let's do a flash question. How would you say that you're How would you say that you're cold? Kutakochi. Kutakochi hutch. Kutakochi hutch. Kutakochi hutch. Kutakochi hutch. Notakochi. Notakochi. Yeah. Ahi notakochi. Or mata notakochi. Mata notakochi. I'm not cold. Mata notakochi. You can put a we if you want, or if you don't want to. Mata notakochi. I'm not cold. Mata notakochi. Mata notakochi. Katakochi hech. Are you cold? Like, are you actually cold? Mata or katakochi. Katakochi hutch. Mata. Mata notakochi. Okay. Mata notakochi. Okay. Now we're gonna do it's warm. Okay, it's getting lunky hulle. Okay, it's warming up. Now it's warm. Lunky hulle, yuque, kishowe. Lunky hulle, yuque, kishowe. Right? Kishowe. It's warm. Kishowe. Wow, kishowe. Oselunde. Wow, it's warm and it's sunny. So I'm gonna ask you, is it warm? And I want you to say it's warm. It's warm and sunny. Okay? It's warm and sunny. Kushowe oselunde. Kushowe oselunde. Okay? Kushe. Kishowe. Sorry. I don't know why I keep saying kishowe. Kishowe oselunde, right? So you remember the ose is sunlight. And then the lunde. So lun is for the weather, and then the te is an auxiliary. So te, lunde, okay. So kishiwa. So kishowe, lunky hulle, yuque kishowe osalunde. It was warming up, but now it's warm and sunny. Okay. Is it sunny and warm? Is it sunny and warm? Kishowe osalunda hitch. Kishowe osalunda hitch. Is it warm and sunny? Kishowe osalunda hitch. Kishowe osalunde. Kishowe osalunde. Okay. Kishowe osalunde. Alright, so we'll go ahead and add this word here and work our way and continue to work our way down. Okay, kishowe. Warm. Kishowe. Alright, so now that we're getting to hot, okay? We're getting to hot now. So we're gonna go back. So if you're freezing, how would you say that you're freezing? Takochi. How would you say you are freezing? Kutakochi. How would you say I am freezing? Nutakochi. Right. Nutakochi. Kutakochi. you are freezing or you are cold. Okay. Now, if you want to say you're cold, you always say, if you want to say it's cold, how would you say that? Te. All right. Te. Just like Talun. Cold rain. Talun. Cold rain. Talun. Talun. Ta. So ta. Tek. How would you say that you're cold? Nutakolchi. Okay. Nutakolchi. How would you say that it's mild? Just the stem word. Takane. Okay? Takane. Alright? Takane. Now if it's mild and it starts warming up, how would you say that it's warming up now? Yuquelunkihulle. Okay? Yuquelunkihulle. Yuquelunkihulle. Okay? Lunkihulle. Alright? Now that, now that it's warmed up. So, nane eli lunkihulep kishowe. Okay, now that it's warmed up, it's warm. Kishowe. Okay. So, hotter than warm. Okay. Hotter than warm. Aloe kishasi. Aloe kishasi nawe nata kishowe. Hotter than warm. Right? Hotter than warm. Aloe koshesi. Nawe nata kishowe. Okay? So kishowe, it's warm. So the next new word that we have now is kushasi, to get hot. Okay? So to get hot and it's hot are slightly different. So kushasi is to get hot, just like lunky hula was it's warming up before it actually started to be warm. Lunky hula, it was warming up. Kishowe, it's warm. Okay. To get hot. Kushasi. Okay. Kushasi. Alright? Kushasi. To get hot. Kushasi. So, it's getting hot. Okay? It's getting hot. Kushasi. How would you say it was cold? So, just add the p sound to the end of te. Okay? Te is cold. If you say tep, it means it was cold. Okay? How would you say it was cold? It was cold, and now it's hot. It was cold, but now it's hot. Tep, shuk, yukwe, kshasi. It was cold, but now it's getting hot. Tep, shuk, yukwe, kshasi. Kshasi. Okay? Kshasi. Right? To get hot. Kshasi. Okay? To get hot. Alright? Now, the heat itself is keshtek. Okay? So, I can't stand this heat. I don't even know if I can say, you know what? How do they say that in here? Let's see if we can find that. Nope. Okay, what about stand or tolerate? Let's see if we can look for that. Alright, I'll have to find it. I'm sure I can find the word somewhere, but I don't have it right now. Okay, no worries. So keshtek is the heat, okay? So tek is like the cold, right? Or it could be the cold, or it could be an adjective describing the cold, okay? So keshtek and tek. Keshtek and tek, right? So we're not going to do much with keshtek because I don't have any sentences. I don't have enough vocabulary to give you for this the heat. I'm gonna have to look for the word for tolerate or stand, so that we can say like I can't stand the heat or I can't stand this heat. Because this heat, now you could say like I don't like this heat. And shingi means that you don't like it, that you hate it, that it's displeasurable to you. It can mean a wide range of different things when you use that. Okay, so how would you say that? Yeah, you know what? We could say that. We could say nashingi. We could say nashingi yu keshtek. Nashingi yu keshtek. I can't stand this heat. Okay, we can just use that for now because it works and any Lenape speaker would understand. Both in the past and if you said it to me, I surely would understand it. So, Yukeshtek Nashingi. Yukeshtek Nashingi. Okay? I don't like this heat. I hate this heat. Okay? Kashingi. Kashingi Yukeshtek. Kashingi Yukeshtek. Kashingi Yukeshtek Hitch. Can you stand this heat? Do you hate? Don't you hate this heat? Yukeshtek Kashingi Hitch. Yukeshtek Kashingi Hitch. You means this, or Yoon. You is just faster. Yoon Keshtek Kashingi Hutch. Kashingi Hutch. There's supposedly a Lenape speaker told me that there are more question particles than just hutch and hetch. I'm not 100% sure what the other ones are. I have not seen them, but I will have to talk to them about it because there's also a lot of different negative forms as well that I'm not aware of besides kachi, which is like, don't do that. And mata, and there's ata, and there's a lot of different other ones. The language is complex, but I really have not I have not dove in deep in this too much in this language, which is what I intend to do with this intermediate course, is to get to the bottom of all that. There's a lot of stories that I have not even gone through that are in the Talking Lenape dictionary. Okay, so you go to stories here. There is a lot of stories. All right, a lot of stories. 23 other stories, traditional, and 20 traditional stories. A lot of these I have gone through. Like I did this in a video. I've already reviewed this one Lenape seat. I've gone through this in my private notes. I've gone through this in my private notes as well. And I think I have this. But yeah, there's a lot of things I have not studied that I need to go through. Humor. So we might do one of these tomorrow. Yeah. We might do this tomorrow and get some Lenape humor on our belts. Alright. So Keshtek. You Keshtek Nashingi. You Keshtek Nashingi. Koshingi itch? Kepe Koshingi itch? Kepe means you too. Cause ke is like you. And the pe after that is like also, cause nepe is me too. Or me as well, or I as well. Then kepe is you also. Okay? So I'm gonna say that I can't stand this heat. Do you hate it too? Yukeshtek, or Nashingi Yukeshtek. Yushingi Yukeshtek. Kashingi hutch. Kepe Kashingi hutch. Nepe Nashingi Yukeshtek. Nepe Nashingi Yukeshtek. Yes, I also cannot stand this heat. Nepe Nashingi Yukeshtek. Okay? So I'm glad we were able to find a way to repurpose a word so that we can explain the sentence. And now we're gonna actually say that it's hot. So this word has the same construction as, not this "k" at the end, but this word follows just like the word for hot and humid with no and like oppressive heat, as some translations show. This shalunda. Okay, we can open this up and put the shalunda in here. Okay, we can look up shalunda so you can hear it for yourself. It is a hot day. Shalunda. Kshalundik. Kshalunde. Maye kshalunde. Maye kshalunde. Maye kushalunde. Okay? So kushalunde, because the kusha, if you look at these, both of the words for heat and to get hot have kshus. Kush, keshtek, kshasi. Okay? Kushalunde. Kushalunde ke is if it's hot. Okay? Kushalunde ke nashewilhana. So that, what I just said is, if it's hot, we're gonna go swimming. Okay. Kushalunde ke nashewilch. I will go swimming, because the ch at the end of one of these words signifies the future tense. Okay. So keshtek, kushalunde. Okay. So how would you say I cannot stand this heat? Or it's hot. I cannot stand this heat. So kushalunde, you keshtek nashingi. Okay. You keshtek maye kushingi. Or you can say it's very hot outside. I cannot stand this heat. Okay, Maye, right from the recording that we listened to. Maye kushalunde. You keshtek nashingi. Nashingi you keshtek. It doesn't matter what order you put it in, okay? Maye kushalunde. You keshtek nashingi. You keshtek ahi nashingi. Okay. Go ahead and save this whole thing here. Oh, whoops. So it is hot. It is hot. Oh, yeah. I forgot to explain the etymology. Sorry. Okay. So this follows the same construction as oscillande. Okay. So let me go back to the old reference. Let me see if I can get oscillande to come up in the search here. Okay. There we go. So if you remember from yesterday, oscillande. So Ose is the sunlight. And this lunde that you see here, the same lunde, this is the same lunde that we have in this one. And kshalunde, it is hot. Ose lunde. Okay, so Ose, is sunny, right? It literally means sunlight. So Ose lunde, it's sunny, okay? Ose lunde. So the lun is the weather, and the te is it's the auxiliary, essentially, for this context. Okay, so kushalunda, it's hot. Osalunda, it's sunny. It's actively sunny. Osalunde, kushalunde, nulamelunde, it's hot and humid. Nulamelunde, okay, so kushalunde. So, kushe, for all intents and purposes, kushe is hot. Kushasi, it's getting hot. Keshtek, the heat. Kushalunde, it's hot. Okay? Kushalunde. So now we're going to go through all these again, all right? We're going to go through all these from cold to hot, all right? So how would you say that it's cold? Te. Okay, great. Te. How would you say that it's mild? Takane. Takaneu watakane. Utakane. Okay? Utakane. Alright? Utakane. How would you say that it is warming up? Or that it's thawing? Lunkihulle. Lunkihulle. Okay? Lunkihulle. How would you say that it's just warm? Kishuwe. 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 How would you say that it's getting hot? Kshasi. Kshasi. Okay? Kshasi. How would you say the cold? As opposed to keshdek, which is the heat. Tek. Tech, right? Imagine working in a cold technology building, a cold tech building, right? You work in a cold tech building. You work in tech, and the building you work in is cold. It's tech. Okay, that's a way you can remember that. All right, a cold tech building. Tech, right? A cold tech building. Kishiwe. I can't think of. There's always ways to come up with mnemonic devices for everything. I just don't have anything off the top of my head for this. And I honestly should put that kind of stuff in the notes. I really should start doing that. I feel like that would help people like pick up the language even faster. But we are speaking Lenape actively in here. So kishiwe, it is hot, or sorry, it's warm. Kushalande is it's hot. Okay, kushalande. And the very last word for this section, okay, is nulamalande. Okay, nulamalande. So we're gonna put this in there as well because I'm unsure of the intonation.
Nulamalande.
Okay. Nulamalande. Okay. And just like the other ones before, you take the lende off, which is just the fact that that weather is happening right now, or that the fact that this weather is happening at this moment. And then nulama. Okay. Nulamalande. Nulama. So nulama is that hot and humid, windless day, oppressive, maybe cloudy as it says here. Hot and humid day. Okay. Nulamalande. Okay. Nulamalande. Hot and humid. Nulamalande. Okay. How would you say that? I can't stand the heat. It's hot. It's hot. And it's hot. And it's hot. And it's oppressively hot. Yukeshtek. Okay. Yukeshtek nashingi. Yukeshtek nashingi. Kushalande. Ok nulamalande. Okay. Nulamalanda hitch. Shita shaku kushalande hitch. Is it oppressively hot or is it just hot? Nulamalande. Shaku kushalande. What do you mean? Kekuhechikata talue. What do you mean? What do you want to say? What do you mean? Okay. Nulamalande. Okay. So now we're gonna do one more. Okay. Hot and humid, windless, cloudy. Well, the dictionary says cloudy, so we don't need a question mark here. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do one more time, okay? How would you say cold rain? Tulun. Okay? Tulun. And do you remember how to say dew on the grass? You shake that dew, right? You shake the skates off the dew's grass, remember? You shake the skates. Shuckscut. Right? Shuckscut. right? Shuckscut, off the grass. Okay, imagine this is grass. Shuckscut, shuckscut, right? So shuckscut, do on the grass. Shuckscut, and then it's cold, right? So te, it's cold, right? Te, and you want to get warmer than te, so you go to takane. Takane is warmer than te, and what's warmer than takane? What's warmer than takane? Lunki hele, right? Lunki hele, it's warming up now. Lunki hele, all right? It's warm. Kishoe, kishoe, kishoe. It's warm. Kishoe. It's getting hot. Kushasi, okay? Kushasi, kushasi. Now it's hot. Kushalunde, kushalunde. It's hot. Kushalunde, kushalunde. The heat, right? Nashingi yukeshtek, nashingi yukeshtek. Kepe, kepe kashingi, kepe kashingi yukeshtek. Awen mata, awen mata, mata shingiwi, shingiwi yukeshtek. Who doesn't? Who can't? Who doesn't like this heat? Or who? I love this language. Keshtek. Okay, and then the fact that it's actually hot. Kushalunde, kushalunde. And then the hottest of all, the most oppressive, windless, cloudy day. Nulama. Nulama plus lande. Nulama. 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 All right. And I forgot to add this word here. So, kshahan, if you remember my explanation for ksha. Ksha, this is simply only windy. The khan at the end refers to wind. And you can see that, I think I left that in here, didn't I? Yeah, or that's a different word. I thought I had that in here. Maybe that's, it might be later in here. Yeah, the wind is blowing from wandhan. The wind is blowing from, in all the words that have to do with north, south, east, and west. Wenchiopunk, the east, the west. Shaoneyunk. I didn't put the word for west in here. Opunk. Is opunk. Hold on 1 second. I want to see if the word for west is opunk. Not sure. No. Oh wow. I completely forgot this word. Because it has ahuli at the front. Ahuli. Oh yeah, this is ahuli sakri.
Helicikak.
That was that really hard word I couldn't master earlier. Okay. All right. Nulamalande. Okay, so it's been 47 minutes now, so we gotta wrap this up soon. So, kshahan. So the ksha is used in other words. Ksha, I feel like there was a word in here that I had, yeah. Kashiwine. So wine was to snow, right? You pour wine on the snow. If you pour wine on the snow, then it's wine. Kshiwine. Snowing hard. Okay. Hun. One hun. Wind's blowing from somewhere. Hun is just that suffix for wind. And if you put kshahan. Now it's lots of wind. Okay. And if you put kekit on it. Kekit kshahan. Hurricane. Kekit kshahan. And there's also extra stuff like rain. We probably don't need to go over this because it's like all these different kinds of rain. You know, sokalan means to rain. You know, alami means to start. So alamilan starts. You know, the sokalan is to rain. We've been going over that. Ow, just ow by itself. Ow means fog or mist. So ow-halan, niskalan. And then there's other words like lightning and raining. So I might make different lessons for that, but we're gonna go on now. So kate. So we're gonna do dry and wet conditions real quick because it's not a lot. So it's wet. Okay. How would you say that it is wet because it rained? It's wet because it rained, right? You know that Eli is because, right? Eli is because. You know that rain is sukelan, or sukelan, right? Sukelan. And wet is skupte. skupte. Okay, skupte. What is skupte? All right, skupte. Skupte. Okay, so nane skupte eli sukelan. It's wet because it rained. Sukelan yukwe skupte kolchimink. It rained, now it's wet outside. Skupte. So how would you say it rained, now it's wet? It rained, now it's wet. Sukelan yukwe kolchimink. Skupte. Okay, skupte. Now, we have two different words for dry. Okay, we have general dry weather, which is kind of like a drought, because you kind of like think of. I keep thinking of like kahte. Kahte is like you could think of that sound where like you can see like all of the in the desert. You see all those those really dry sands like used to be desert where you have like all of the like peeling pieces of ground. I don't know why that image comes in my head when I think of kahte. It's like kahte. It's like hard pieces of dirt, hard pieces of lots of pieces of dirt that make it appear like a desert, right? Kahte. So kahte, that kind of dry, okay? It hasn't rained in a while. I don't know how to say that. It hasn't rained in a while. I don't know how to say that. Lamoe? Lokoe? Yeah. Lamoe matasukelan nane kahte. So it hasn't rained in a long time, so it's dry. Okay. So kahte. Kahapan. Is it wet? Is it wet or is it dry? So I'm going to ask you if it's wet or it's dry. I'm going to ask you if it's wet or if it's dry, and I want you to respond with one of the two options, okay? So kahapan she skuptehach. Kahapan she skuptehach. Kahapan she skuptehach. Kahapan, if it's dry, kahapan. Kahapan. Skupte. It's wet. Skupte. Okay? Skupte. Alright, kahapan. Dry weather. It's dry. This is the same pun. This is the same pun that's in matapan. Oh yeah, this is the same pun that we discussed yesterday. Wulapan, nice weather. Matapan, bad weather. Kahapan, dry weather. Okay. Dry like a drought. Dry like a drought. Kahtek might actually be the word for a drought, but I'm not sure about that. All right. So, we can skip this because we already kind of sort of talked about this yesterday. Mahta means bad. So mahtapan, bad weather. Ugly weather. Okay? Stormy, hurricane, whatever. Mahtapan. So kekuhech laban. Walapan. It's great. Kekuhech laban. Mahtapan. Ta lakameu. Matapan. So, based on how the weather actually is in your area, I'm going to ask you how the weather is, and I want you to tell me if the weather is good or if it's bad, like how it actually is in your area. And if you don't know, if it's not raining, just say walapan. If you're not sure if the weather's kind of like about to go bad. So, kekuhech laban. Walapan, si matapan, walapan, right? Walapan. Matapan if it's bad, okay? So we're at 54 now. Good. Wilapan. The weather is nice. Good weather. Right, and then the weather is bad or stormy. Bad, stormy weather. Okay. Matapan. Matapan. Okay. Now stormy looking. Pamukalt. The mukalt. The cult is like appearing, right? You know, mata's bad. Pa is probably just combining with this, so mukalt. Matapamukalt. 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 I don't know why I did that. I'm just being silly. Matapamukalt. Mukat. Mukat. Mukat.
Matapamukalt. Matapamukalt.
Matapamukalt. Matapamukalt. Okay, Matapamukalt. Matapamukalt.